Look, everybody, Simpson's in a contest with children.
Hey, shh. First prize.
What? Way to go, Homer. But this was a contest for children.
Yeah, and Homer beat their brains out.
This whole plan is insane. Insane, I tell you. Look at me. I'm a worthless employee, just like Homer Simpson. I'm peeing on the seat. Give me a raise. Now I'm returning to work without washing my hands. But it doesn't matter because I'm Homer Simpson.
Hey, you okay, Grimy?
I'm better than okay. I'm Homer Simpson.
You wish.
What's this? Extremely high voltage. I don't need safety gloves because I'm Homer Simpson.
You know, we have a lot of expressions in the English language.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Most all of us use them every day.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means.
You know, we just say them as if they really made sense.
I mean, how silly is that?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
What the f*** is he talking about?
Yes, what is Sunday? What are we talking about? What's up? You know who it is. You know what it is. It's me, Mario. Welcome to the Appraise the Phrase show, origins of everyday expression. We're here to do three things: unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of common everyday phrases. Hey, Mario. Feeling good today. 20. My dog is here, 20. What's up, 20? What's going on with your boss?
Feeling good. Really excited about today, man. I think today's gonna be one of those episodes. Not to put too much on it, you know. I am an energy guy, so I believe in the energy. It's gonna last as long as you let it last.
Yes.
I'm making sure that it continues throughout the day.
I can attest.
Yeah. Right. We're good enough friends so you can contest that.
Yeah, of course. That's kind of how we go. And I would like to say, we can be like Chicago hot dogs and put as much on it as you want, brother. You didn't know where I was going with that? You didn't know where
I didn't. I was like, okay.
Hey, let's get into it. This is why 20 is excited. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
We got like family. I'm jumping. Family is the word we're going to use. We got family of the show. Last season, we got to have a guest that was one of the most fun guests we've ever had. And we have the better half.
I was like, don't set me up.
I could never. So let's give it up for award-nominated actress and award-nominated author of the historical fantasy trilogy.
Yes.
Hey, Brittany N. Williams is here. Oh my gosh.
Love. They about to show a lot of love.
Hey, look, I'm gonna have to.
Guys, please.
Come on, y'all. We got a show to do.
We have a show.
We got a show to do. No. Real talk, Brittany, before you get into like letting the people know, and please toot your own horn, phrase intended, because like that's what we're about. Like just very excited. We were like, hey, when Daniel said my wife would be great for this, we were like, yes. And then we did more research and we were like, yes. So I'm glad that this time has come. I'm very excited. Tell us more. How are you feeling the whole nine?
Yeah. So like you said, I have my award nominated young adult historical fantasy trilogy that was just completed April 25th of this year. No, April 22nd. Sorry. It's like...
Hey. Listen.
The first book came out April 25th, 2023. Book 2 came out April 23rd, 2024. And the last book came out April 22nd of this year. So
hey, look. You gonna have to okay, y'all.
Here we go again.
We ain't gonna get through nothing.
That's what it is, man.
So it blended my love of all things like magic and sword fighting and Shakespeare. And it's about basically a teenage Black girl who has Orisha given metal bending magic, who fights evil fairies in Shakespearean London and also choreographs all the fights for William Shakespeare's acting company.
Like, this is what I love about it, is it's like so one of one. It's so like specific and unique and special for many reasons. Add on top of it very damn good and interesting. Like it engulfs. You know what I'm saying? And I love that.
Mm-hmm. It's a love letter to my 16-year-old self.
Hey,
so
heck yeah. We in the building now. We're rolling. Yeah. We're rolling. Thank you again for joining. I'm very excited to jump into the mind of Brittany N. Williams. Like, just learn more about you, learn more about where you've developed these thoughts, and just let's riff on some other some phrases that let's riff off of phrases. That's the goal. Okay, let's riff off some phrases. Let's learn some history. Right. And with the dates, like when you were going through the dates are a big part of this show. So I'm glad like you had your dates ready, because I'm thinking, my thought is, if we can do our job long enough, we will be referencing those dates. Oops. Hey, listen, we'll be referencing those dates later, right? So let's not waste no time. Let's get into it. So today's phrase, I was doing a little research, and I'm like, having Brittany on and what you created, it's like you go for something like that. Like, you just take a deep breath and you put your 10 toes down and you do it. Like, just flat out. So I thought, like, what's something that we can kind of see where we can lean on that a little bit. So today we're going to unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of better safe than sorry.
And in 8 parts, I'll explain that phrase.
All right. So 20, I'm gonna let you lead the way, set the ground, set the stage. What's your connection to better safe than sorry? How you feel about it?
Okay. I would say this. I don't rock with it too much, because it doesn't, man, dude, because it gives off, when you're saying it to someone, you're trying to make them feel better about not actually competing. I feel like it's trying to make you feel better about missing something. You know what I mean? Like, shoot for the stars, end up on the moon. That type of deal, where if you don't reach, or whatever the case may be, if you don't really
say it, man.
Yeah, I know, but I want to make sure it's the right word though. It's like, don't I want to say don't try, but don't exceed your means. Yeah. If that's where if I can kind of put it towards a better phrase, don't exceed your means. It's like, don't go beyond what you can do. And it's like, no, that's not what you should do. You know what I mean? Like, it's no nets in life. You know, there's no nets in life. So just go ahead and make that jump instead of staying safe. And don't worry about if you don't make it.
Hey.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Come in. Ask Dick Grayson about not having nets
a little bit to get
that
one through, but I was just like, I had to make sure I said it the right way.
Yes.
Listen, Dick Grayson gonna have a couple feelings about not
exactly.
having nets. He has early feelings about not using nets, and then post-event feelings about not using nets. So
exactly.
Listen, you know I'm a Batman connoisseur.
Yes. So that was for those in the room. If the audience you connect, fine, but that was for those in the room. Brittany, your thoughts, your connection on better safe than sorry.
So I went to school for musical theater. That's what I went to Howard for.
I'm out here with DC. Hey.
Oh, I'm a Baltimore girl, so that's my aria. Okay. And I had an unofficial minor in lighting design, and one of my favorite teachers was this man named George Epting, and he was all about safety, because we were working with these like lights and electricity and everything, and these lights with 1,000+ watt bulbs and stuff, and if you like touched them without your gloves on, then they could explode, and like fire hazards, electrocution hazards, all this stuff. And so when I think of better safe than sorry, I think of like, well, go ahead and put your gloves on, because you would rather have those gloves on and not need them than not have the gloves on and need them. Like, it's that kind, and the same idea of like, measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Like, don't set yourself up.
Yep.
So I don't think of it as, cautioning people to not go for it. I think of I think of it in opposition to just like, you know what, YOLO. Like, yes, you do only live once, and so better safe than sorry.
I like that.
You know,
I like
better
that.
look both ways
Yeah,
when you
that's
cross the
totally
street. Because if you just step out there on faith, sometimes that
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that angle.
And that's all I
like
have to
that
say
angle.
about
So,
that.
rounding it out from my end, typically, last episode would be like one of the few or rare moments where this is not true. But phrases that like are telling me, like absolutes, like that start telling me, I'm like, hold on, before I sign off, are you sure? That's how I feel. And I guess here I'm like, I am not risk averse. So that's the first thing I thought of is like, okay, my lack of risk aversion, does this like put me in conflict? And I think it does. But I like hearing your take right now, Brittany, where it's like, no, it's actually like, hey, if you're going to be risky, like caveat your risk. You know what I mean? Because I have felt like 20 a lot of times. Like, are you telling me not to do something?
Right. Like I just feel like, and maybe that's perspective of who's saying it. So obviously, whoever is in taking it, but I don't remember. Maybe it has been a situation, but I don't remember it being a situation of safety first. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like just for me. Maybe I was wilding out a little bit too much. So it's like, no. You know, you ought to be safe than sorry. But but when you said it, I was like, oh, that definitely makes a lot of sense.
It's like, you know, you going out, you know, you and your friends going out for a night to having fun. It's like, you know what? Let's all leave our keys home. We're going to Uber home. Better safe than sorry. Like,
it makes sense. Brittany, you're making sense.
You're making a lot of sense. Completely flipped it on his head already. Yeah.
You almost got it all.
But I'm also with y'all. Like, don't tell me what I can or can't do. Like, don't be like, oh, well, you know, you just have to be careful. Like,
yeah, like, you know, and I don't get too far ahead, but I will say, like, sometimes I hear people like say like an alternative to like whatever you mentioned, and then say better safe than sorry. Like, yeah, you could, like, I'm gonna just drive straight through from here to LA, and I'm gonna just drive straight through from DC. Like, well, you might want to stop in Nevada or something.
And then what you do, Mario? Nah, I'm gonna make it all the way to LA.
Yeah, and it's all fun and games till you coming right up on California, and that link go a little too long.
Until your ass sorry.
So
in the Midwest,
exactly. Where am I at? Missed that exit. A little sleepy. Missed the exit. All right, man. Let's get into the definitions of this thing to help ground us, because now this is one of the few times like we all are in a place that is a little bit in opposition. Usually the definitions do that for us. So I like this. Let's see where we go. We got our three. Merriam-Webster's back in the fold. And they define better safe than sorry as it is better to be careful now so that problems do not occur later on. That's how Merriam-Webster defines it. Now we got Cambridge, who defines it as to be said when you think it is best not to take risks, even when it seems boring or difficult to be careful. Cambridge, usually my squad over there. And then Oxford, the Oxford Dictionary comes through with, it's wiser to be cautious than to be hasty or rash and do something. Do something you may later regret. All right, kind of reverse order a little bit. Brittany, going to start with you. Any one of these resonate harder with you? Anything you want to point out that stands out between the three or all three?
Yeah, I'm gonna go team Oxford with this one, because it's that the regret. They have the, you know, it's better to be cautious up front and not regret it, because this phrase also brings to mind the Black Mamaism of a hard head makes a soft behind.
Yeah.
So like you you don't, that idea of setting yourself up well for the future instead of setting yourself up ill for the future. So you can look back and be like, wow, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad, instead of being like, dang, I could have, never mind. Or not being able to look back because
that worst case can be worse.
Yeah. And I think it's all of my ideas are kind of colored by the fact that I'm the parent to a toddler, and toddlers have no sense of preservation. Like, kids up to a certain age are only trying to kill themselves. So it's like I'm constantly figuring out ways to like rephrase this in like manners that a like 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 2-year-old will understand, and
and package it that way.
So I'm gonna go Oxford on this one. I'm gonna go Oxford.
I like it. All right, 20. Where you at, man?
Do me a favor, say Cambridge.
Cambridge said that it is said when you think it is best not to take risks, even when it seems boring or difficult, to be careful.
Yeah,
that's what you living with.
Like, that's what I'm living with.
Yeah, that's the one you living with.
And the crazy thing about this, because we, like you said, this is the first time we talked about this. It's like Brittany gave you the brand, Merriam Webster's definition off rip, and that's crazy, man. Like it's crazy that these two things that are supposed to be giving you what these meanings are, that to me they sound totally different. I don't know why or what it is, but it just sounds totally different. So I'm definitely going to go with Cambridge.
Yeah,
but I can see where Webster Dictionary got it right. I can see where Oxford got it right too as well. But it's just, I guess, my Slumdog Millionaire journey is taking me down.
yeah. No, I think probably why we're so kindred, bro, is that like with Cambridge, it's like risks obviously being and then like boring. Boring is probably more than difficult. Like, like okay, now like what you want me to do? Like stay in the house, like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Stay in the house. You better be safe to side. So I'm gonna have to stay in the house.
Stay in the house. That's what you're saying. And you know what? I'm interested to use a buzzword here. I'm interested to unpack a little bit of that because I'm like, is it the football in us, bro?
I think it is, bro. I think it is. I really think it is, dude. I really think it is.
Yeah, because like coming from the perspective of a toddler mom, you're like, no. This one I got in my pocket. I actually want every variation you got of this because it's giving me a good outcome. And we're like, hey, the minute I'm safer than sorrier, I'm getting popped.
Right. Because we grew up, we not to give our age, but we grew up in that era of outside. We grew up in that era of, okay, go ahead and touch that stove if you want to. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in that type of direction. And as parents too as well, and Mario can contest to this. And like you said, Brittany, you have a child as well. It's like now I'm not letting my children do half of the things that, you know what I'm saying? Like none of those lessons, I'm not even letting them get towards those lessons. So I feel like in my parent, if you talk about parent Chris, better safe than sorry type. Put the sockets in, put the little socket plugs in, all that. I'm all that. But as who I am or how it was for me, Cambridge.
Exactly. Okay, let's just figure out where it actually came from and see how it got to today.
Where'd that come from?
All right, we're gonna jump all the way to the 1st century BCE, like almost as far back as one can kind of theorize in a sense. And it goes back to the Latin, because you gotta be back that far to say Latin. Excuse me to all those that are preserving Latin. Okay, cave nicatus, meaning beware lest you fall. Right, so this variation originates is from a Latin translation of actually 1 Corinthians 10:12, when the Apostle Paul warns Christians against spiritual pride and overconfidence. So it's more like a humble approach, like just humble yourself a little bit, which I also don't take too kindly to. Because you see, Brittany, like my natural affect is toot your own horn, mainly because, and I had to actually get 20 around, like put him around for this, because it's like you did the thing. Like it's not like I'm telling you to make something up to big yourself up. Like no, the things that you have done that lead to you believing you can do that thing or more, like you got to run with that. That's just, I don't know, maybe.
No, you do.
You know, right?
You do. The world tries to give us, imposter syndrome. So sometimes you got to be just as loud within yourself with like hyping yourself up, getting the positive, being like, no, I did accomplish this. I did do these things, as like because the world is screaming at you that you are lesser than already. So
that's
humility is overrated.
You get it. That's what I'm like. Humility, like I'm with like real humility, but faux humility, like which is you want me to stop, like I need to want to stop, but you can't want me to stop. Like that's silly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that comes from like that Apostle Paul basically telling those of in the Corinth to relax a little bit spiritually. Okay. But it actually jumped off with a name that's starting to get pretty familiar in our episodes. And shout out to this is the last mention of Daniel. I swear this is the last one. But one thing that stuck with me about that episode that he said, and he probably doesn't even remember he said this. We were going through something, and I referenced one person. He was like, man, that's my thing with some of like this, like the history stuff is like, sometimes it's one big circle jerk. And I'm like, these names that keep popping up reminds me of that thought. Like, are we bigging up this guy because he's a friend of this guy? And like, that's what made it popular, but we get what popular means. But anyways, John Haywood is back. He's almost touching like the Billy Shakespeare, William Hazlitt level where he was responsible for Beggars Can't Be Choosers, and we just referenced him last episode in Can't Teach a Dog New Tricks. Now, I will say, no spoilers, but I was doing research for this episode on another phrase and ended up choosing against it, where his name was mentioned too. So I was like, yo, what the hell?
What the hell? He just had good PR.
He did. Somebody getting his stuff out.
Stamped his name on everything.
Yes. Thomas Edison of phrases. So his dialogue...
Thievery.
Yeah. Usually I let 20 get the Edison shots out, but his book, Haywood's book, A Dialogue Conveying the Number and Effect of All Proverbs in English, or Proverbs for short, which was printed in 1546 and then expanded in 56 and 62, is where the earliest printed variation came from, where he said, "Better be sure than sorry." And Haywood actually was best known for, and this is probably how he got popping because I looked him up a little bit with the Beggars Can't Be Choosers thing and then went in a different direction, but now I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta learn more about this guy. And he was best known for preserving the humor and wisdom of like everyday speech. So he was trying to make it relatable by telling that joke like sitcom. Like he was probably like one of the first like sitcom writers in a sense. And he believed in the power of wit and common sense to carry truth across generations. Now, like I will give him his flowers there because that is a way to connect the world. So with that said, I'll start with you, Brittany, teeing up just some thoughts. Feel free to share as much as you like. Have you ever used like your wittiness or a joke or something clever to express something that was like very serious that you wouldn't have said without like the wit or cleverness? And if so, like how'd it go?
Well, yes, one, because I'm a writer. So it's always rolling around in my head. Two, because I'm a nerd. And so it's once again, always rolling around in my head. And three, because I grew up with theater people. And so we are always like, bantering back and forth. And fourth, I have anxiety. So I'm always looking at you.
Add them on it.
I think she actually just did it just now by admitting that she
exactly like real life example.
Ours, like I could be a stand up, but I'm too nervous, so no, that anxiety won't let me do it. So yeah, I do it a lot. One thing I wanted to say about, can you repeat his name?
John Haywood.
John Haywood. So one thing about like the early days of the printing press is it was still an expensive process. So you had to kind of prove that your book was worth the effort of a printer to go through and like make copies of it. So he probably, he proved to some printer that his book of common phrases was worth printing. Even though it was, most people were illiterate, so they couldn't read it anyway. Or he might have just known a guy. He might have had the hookup at a printing press and was like, yo, I want my name on this forever. And his friend was like, all right, bet, let's go. And pulling the letters out, the uppercase and the lowercase. And they had it set. So
I feel like me and Mario has uncovered so much of nepotism in the world. Like this is like we've been uncovering like I don't really think this guy's who he said he is.
There's a few.
like we've been uncovering, because like you said, all of it is layered. All of it is one hand shakes the other hand, and it's like, yeah, the network wasn't that big, so you're right. Maybe it's probably 5 printing presses by during that time.
Right.
Let me take this guy out, have a couple of drinks, and now all of a sudden, after my first book, whatever I take to him, he's gonna print as work.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter who on the West Coast or on the South is saying whatever, this is, hey, yeah, I said this first. Go ahead, put that down.
Yep.
Say it, write it down.
Exactly. That printed
But
word.
honestly, Shakespeare did the same thing. Like, we can't. A lot of his words and phrases that he invented predate his plays, but he put them in the plays, and so that's how we encountered them. So we're like, oh, he said that.
Listen, we love Billy here. We're a big fan of Billy here because here's my take. Here's my take on William Shakespeare, which of course, like he had, is that on the come out, he had one of the biggest two of the biggest haters. One is the absolute biggest hater of all haters.
Of all time.
William Hazlitt is I don't care, biggest living hater. If you're a believer, biggest living hater.
Yes.
And then Shakespeare actually was the target of the phrase jack of all trades, master of none. Like, he was the target. Yeah, so I'm like, you know what?
I mean, also upstart crow. Like, this upstart crow is it's so rude, but also now it's like, well, this upstart crow is doing numbers, and what are you doing?
And what are you at the end of the day? What are you doing? So,
and I feel like that's what Billy was telling all of them.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
I'm the son of a glove maker.
Yeah, everybody needs gloves. My pockets is deep. Pockets is deep. How about you, Doug? 20. I feel like I've been around for that.
Yeah.
When you use wit to say something difficult.
Oh no, I mean, that's I feel like Brittany. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
My sense of humor is definitely a defense mechanism, and I've been sharpening it for over 20 years. So when I'm pretty sure you can come up with at least 4 or 5 times around you, Mario, that I've done it. You know what I mean? So, like I feel like with this company, I've had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like talking to our guys and making sure we get the best out of them. You have to do it because not only are we talking to human beings, but we're talking to our friends, we're talking to our family, and it's like a situation where you want to get your point across, but also you want to make sure that you understand that everybody takes in information differently. Everybody accepts information differently, and I feel like I said that because taking in information is totally different from accepting information.
Sure.
What I've learned.
Sure.
What I've learned.
Well, I'm glad I have you. I will employ Brittany as well to send my messages because also, as you know, brother, I do not.
No, Mario doesn't. That's why I figure he doesn't have a story where he does that because he doesn't have one.
Now, see, I don't know if I agree with that because I think that it's a Black culture thing to use wit and humor to say difficult things to the point where we have nonverbal signals that we send to each other. Like, I know y'all have had this happen when you standing somewhere, some wild shit happens, and you make eye contact with the only other Black people, and y'all just be like,
We've actually done that on this show.
We've actually done that on this show. Like, he'll be looking at my box and I look at his box and I'm like, all right, okay, all right.
But it happens like with strangers, people you have never seen before, you've never said a word to, you never see again.
True.
You'd be like, ain't this some shit? You
True.
serious?
No, that's real. That's real. I do have to say, like, thank you for saying that because I do have to say, I have intentionally removed it specific for the talks that 20's talking about. Like, I have said,
yeah,
like when we're talking to our team, I am the one who's like, if there's any humor in what I just said, please ignore it because I'm being dead serious.
I want you to know that I'm dead serious. So if I am giggling, if I am smiling, please ignore it. Please ignore. Okay. No, that's Mario, and I feel like that is necessary. That is so necessary in the world today, and I'm so glad that my partner is able to do that because like I said, it's hard for me because I'm that guy that thinks about that.
Mhm.
But I wish I was more like that. I could be like, bro, that shit sucks. That's just garbage. Whereas I wish I could be that way because it gives me back more time. I feel like that gives me back more time than to kind of like build something and try to make it seem like, all right, fluff it up real quick and wait for it to bake.
I don't want to. I told you we can digress, Brittany. I don't think what y'all do is fluff. I wouldn't consider it fluff though. Like I feel it as necessary as you think I do it. It's necessary. Like I said, I'm genuinely and sincerely grateful that you do it when you do it, and like there are people in the world like you, Brittany, who like publish doing it as an act of like, hey, I saw this happen and I couldn't even digest that. Like, say we're the target of it, right? Like as a reader or, you know, in the public, like you receiving that is probably not probably it's proven that it helps. It is 1000% necessary to be able to do it. And I'm like, okay, somebody else say it. In this scenario, in this context only, I can get my jokes off, but in this context only, somebody else say it because I don't think I think they're tired of hearing me say it the way I say it.
Yeah.
If I say it, I'm gonna hurt somebody.
Exactly.
Somebody else.
Give somebody else.
I need to diffuse the situation a little bit.
Yes. So I appreciate that.
Y'all both play football. You said y'all both play
football.
Both
play football.
All right, Mario. What position did you play?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Okay. All right, that makes sense because you seeing, you catching, you got.
I gotta go.
Laser focus. You ain't got time. You ain't got time to be smoothing stuff over. You ain't got time to be making it gentle when it's down to business. It's down. Keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah, catch the ball, man. Yes, catch the ball when it come to you.
Catch it and run.
And run.
You gotta go.
Once you catch it, run. Like, because people, again, sorry to digress, but perfect segue. Because when people think I say like, once they catch it, they stop. And I'm like, wait. Yes, I was preaching catch. Yes, I was.
Yes.
But run.
Right. Because it's like your job just started. You caught it. Now you really got to go.
You really got to. Thank you. You get it. You get it. All right. Jump into 1772. So we went from ancient times, to the 1500s. Now we're in the 18th century. Oliver Goldsmith, first time I ever heard this, in a letter, again in 1772, he used a near modern variation, which is better be safe than sorry. So he didn't use the two. Now, Goldsmith was an Anglo-Irish poet. He was a novelist, a playwright, and a writer. His works are known for their realistic depiction of society, and his comedy plays for the English stage considered second in importance to Billy Shakes.
The man.
Now, he's also credited, Goldsmith is also credited with introducing sentimentalism in English literature in the 18th century Great Britain. And a lot of his works are regarded by critics as popular classics of the period, including the novel The Vicar of Wakefield. Ignorant to it, but I'm going to check it out. I checked it out in some, but I really want to check it out. And then the comedy play She Stoops to Conquer. Now, he also wrote the play Good Natured Man, which was thought by my dog, Washington Irving, to be one of the best children's novels out there. Children's literature out there. The reason why I call that out only is because Washington Irving helped popularize many things, but a phrase that we did in season 4, a broken clock is right twice a day. So shout out to Washington Irving. Circle Jerk continues live and well. Now, really quickly, The Vicar of Wakefield is a novel that follows Dr. Primrose. He's a country vicar, and his family, it follows his family as they tumble through like different misfortunes. They get some financial gain, then immediate ruin. There's betrayal, there's scandal, there's people that go to jail, only to end up for all of the family and all the friends to reunite and reconcile and get their money back again. So let's start with 20, using that as a theme. Describe a time you had like a big mistake happen, like big mistake or failure. Like it can be more than a mistake that turned out to be to come out well in the end.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I've had a couple. None really come to mind.
Okay, Mr. Perfect. No, I'm joking.
No, yeah, no, because it's like it's I was telling someone the other day, actually Trish, I was telling Trish the other day that, like for a while I start to take away like the normal things that people think is success, and that right in turn, me doing those things, all I see is success. So even
You're one of those
if
people.
it
Got
is
it.
you get what I'm saying? Like I don't, and it's, trust me, it took me a while to get here, so I'm not preaching to anybody like do this tomorrow. But it's like a situation where if I am failing, or if I am not quote unquote being successful, the success is the growth, the success is the learning, the success is me not quitting. So uh if I could think back, and it always comes around, I would say maybe football, probably not going to, which is crazy enough. I had the opportunity to go to Howard, and I felt like that was more on a safer route as opposed to, going where I did go, which I went totally by myself. But I was able to learn a little bit more and open up a little bit more and actually meet Mario, and the things that I've done and I accomplished. I'm like, damn, now I feel like, man, I could have went to HBCU with my homies, did this, and just would have been like that nice comfort level. But instead, I went a different route and decided to gamble on myself, and it didn't quite pan out because I didn't make it to my ultimate goal, was like the NFL and things like that. But along the way, I start to make those connections with people, and like I said, I met you, Mario, and that led to
The
this, and
biggest
not just
win.
this,
No.
but a great friendship and a brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no,
I
it
just think
actually
that
is
was
very
probably the
quality.
biggest win.
It is 1,000% a success from my
So I
perspective.
wouldn't say it was a failure or a disappointment or anything like that, because I know I would have had an amazing time going here. But like I said, I decided to do something else, and it didn't, because I had a goal, and that goal didn't happen. But along the way, I made those connections.
Heard you. Heard you. Thank you, Brittany. What you
Yeah, of
got
course.
for me?
I just want to say real quick. So mine is similar. Howard was the only college I got into.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like sad because I was trying to go to like NYU or Juilliard or like these big name acting schools. But Howard ended up being exactly what I needed because I was coming from a majority white high school where I'd like, it's hard in those like teen years where you're forming so much of your like understanding of yourself and your identity and everything to be in a situation where I was nerdy and smart. And so I was treated like this anomaly, like, oh, you're like a different Black person. Black people don't come like you. And what I really needed was to go to Howard and be like, oh, no, girl, you normal. You straight.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just regular. You a regular Black person, just like everybody else. And it's not like I had known that before high school, forgot it in high school, and then was reminded because I went to Howard.
Yeah.
And I think that if I had gotten into a different school, I probably would have gone there and not gone to Howard, but I'm really glad I went to Howard. Our football team did suck though, so it's probably best that you didn't go there.
No, don't say that, because I got my homies.
It's like three of
I
your
can't
best
even
friends
say
just
it,
caught
like I
like
can't even do that.
Listen,
Yeah, I know. I
love
got
them.
some
I
homies
love
on there,
HU.
you know what I mean? Like,
I love going to
homies,
football
dog.
games.
I can't let you do that.
We did not. We lost the entire 4 years I was there. I think we won maybe like one game.
Yes.
Like,
No,
Yes.
bruh, it was bad.
Yes.
It was bad. You went to the game for the band.
Oh, I
For
can't
the
let you do that.
band.
Yeah,
Yes, I
got
can't
you.
wait.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
hey,
you went for
y'all
the
got
community.
now, man. Y'all done made a significant jump now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard's pretty good now. That's dope. Yeah, let me see. I appreciate y'all sharing that. Look, no, I want. I'm gonna go better safe than sorry on my answer. Because I was about to say, man, I love my little guy. No, I'm joking.
No.
Joking, everyone, joking. But no,
Yeah.
Man, I think because I'm not risk averse, I have a lot of I have a lot of like, okay, this could appear as a mistake. I have embarrassment for sure, but I'm not like the embarrassed type, I guess. But the standout for me, because I've been working on regrets like in the last like 5-6 years. Like I'm an indoctrinated kid from the church, so like regret means you're undermining God and all that stuff. So I had to work through that, you know what I'm saying, in therapy, like to, you're allowed to regret. So my first like clear like undoubted regret, I don't know if I ever told you this, Tony, is I think I retired too early from like, because I was finishing my career out in Europe. And I was like, I've always been a football means to an end person. Like I want to use it as a platform. Like always been that way, but I love the sport. And I also was in a committed relationship where I'm like, okay, I'm in Europe 7 months out of the year and you want to make this thing work, again, indoctrinated. So like eventually you got to do something. So I'm like, it's time. I'm healthy. I'm relatively healthy, in a sport that is knocking dudes out. I'm not huge. So it's like, look, get out before they get you. And I convinced myself with this very real thing, which was I woke up one day and I was like, I do not feel like going to work out today. Like, not like a normal, like I'm sore, I don't want to go, or I had no, like, it wasn't like college, like a distraction thing. It was, I was there to play and you're paid to play, so you better show up. And I'm like, I just don't feel like it. I really don't. And I'm like, let me go ahead and get up out of here before I listen to that voice. Because no matter what level you're playing, if you start to believe that you don't need to prepare, that's when they get you. That's when you get got. Yeah. So I used that as my convincing, but I stopped in 2015. And I had years left in me. And I look back on it. I'm like, I don't think the trajectory of my life would be like, I don't think what I'd be doing would be that difficult, but the trajectory would have been different. Like, I think I was so settled on like making sure I knew how to move after football that like I could have exhausted it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think we had that conversation before.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't want to make sure I'm not hiding anything from you, friend.
Yeah, no. We've had that. Yeah, it was. You know what? I feel like it was towards like we had the conversation, but the subject was towards something else, and that came up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I'm very happy with where things are, and I think this is what we're doing here. I don't meet people like you, Brittany, as often and as intentionally as I do if I use football longer. That is one thing that I know for a fact, because the spaces are different, and once you start to like lean into that, it's harder to not be that as the identity. It may move and shake for you, but I knew I didn't want that to be my identity. So I'm very happy and think that it worked out well. Oh, I don't have that button.
You got to get that Family Matters on, though. When you get that punch, you got to get that Family Matters
I just need a bigger board, man. That's all. Jumping to the 19th century to wrap this up, because it's very
still some more, I'm about to say. It's still some more.
It is, and it's the biggest one. The biggest one yet.
To the phrases we know it.
Yeah, this is the biggest one yet. This is how we got to how we know it. This is what actually popular. Not John Haywood and his connect to publishing. Not the second best playwright in the histories for a little while. No, this is it. It's the Rory O'More connection. Is what it's called. It's like literally called this when you look this up. And in 1835, a publisher, a writer named Samuel Lover published Rory O'More, a national romance. It's about an Irish patriot, you could have guessed, where he used the phrase exactly as we know it. And then based on the success of this novel, it just picked up. Lover must have been an excellent entrepreneur, adapted the story into a ballad, a song. And he titled it Rory O'More, and that came out in 1937. So 2 years later, in the chorus used the line, "Sure, it's better to be safe than sorry," as the hook. It like went crazy. So this playful musical pushed it into everyday speech. Then it wasn't just like a wise person says this, like everybody starts to say it because it's in a song. And in that same year, in the sake of entrepreneurship, Lover made it a drama and put it on the London stage, and that cemented it as like a catchphrase for all people in the common folks. Now, The song was popular in Ireland and England, which at that time were England more so powerhouse than Ireland. And it's one of the reasons why the safe sorry pairing emerged in the 19th century. Before that, it was sure. Like the Haywoods, sure. So Sure Than Sorry was the prominent one. This song came out and everybody was like, better safe than sorry. So it overtook the old version, and that's how it got it. Now, what was so great about this story is that it was a young Irish hero, and he was a patriot during the Elizabethan era, and he navigated love and loyalty and rebellion against the English rule. And you combine romance with that, and then you throw a little bit of politics in there, social commentary, and then you throw a little bit of comedy humor in there, and it was just like gangbusters. I don't know what I would compare it to, but it hit. It was like the song, and then the play, and then it was just it. In the book, everybody was connected to that. So about just basically a hero, an Irish hero that loved on people and was like kind of an advocate for the people. So yeah, that's how we got it today. It's spread over here. Now I want to ask you something very specific, Brittany. So I hope you have it, because I'm like, I want to talk about, like, obviously your trilogy and the protagonist there, and heroism. Talk to me about your idea of like heroism, and maybe even like unexpected heroism, because like, again, like your trilogy is so unique, you know what I mean? So like, talk to us. What's your approach to like crafting a hero, especially an unexpected one?
Yeah. So I wanted her to be brave. I wanted her to be kind of daring. I wanted to show that specifically a Black girl could make huge mistakes and still be heroic and loved and cared for by people. She could have regrets, but that wouldn't make her lesser of a person or lesser of a hero. I wanted her to be confident, but I also wanted her to be stubborn and rigid, because I remember that's how I was when I was a teenager. Like, I knew everything, even though I knew nothing. And I feel like all of that encompasses a hero. Like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows and like only positive things. And I wanted her to be surrounded by a community that is just as heroic and is there to support her and uphold her and fight with her. Because, I grew up with cousins, and, if somebody mess with me, you getting jumped by me and my cousins.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes. Like, ain't no, the chosen one never really made sense to me, because it's like, what do you mean your people not going up for you? Like, what do you mean? Like, if you got to fight, what do you mean your cousin's not rolling with you? What do you mean your siblings not rolling with you? What do you mean your friends not rolling with you? Like, so I feel like in any hero story, in any fantasy story, there has to be that sense of like, you rise up and your community rises up alongside you. So
I love that. I had to know. Please tap into the trilogy, please. So, word. That's how we got here. That's it. It took heroism actually in romance. Does your character, and without no spoilers, does your character dive into that at all?
Yes. So she actually has two love interests. One is her twin brother is an apprentice with Shakespeare's acting company. So one of her love interests is also an apprentice with Shakespeare's acting company. And her other love interest, potential love interest, is just a mysterious young woman who they come across in their kind of adventures, figuring out what's going on with this evil Fae uprising in London. Heck yeah.
I love it. Y'all, with this energy, let's capture this energy. Let's bottle this energy up and grade this phrase. So to the new listeners, new viewers, and to just run it down for Brittany, this is how we do it. Three-part categories. So we got power grade. Does it have an impact when it's said or heard? Does it get its point across? Does it land? 20 is going to take care of that. We got the speed grade. Is it elegant, smooth to say, flow? I'll take care of that. And then we got our preference grade. that you're going to take care of, Brittany, that's all encompassing. It can include what you learned today. It can be your overall feeling. It could be, do I use it? Whatever you want to toss in there as a preference. A through F scale, pluses and minuses do count and are allowed. 20, let's go. Power.
Power. I got to give it a B plus. All right, I give it a B plus because the longevity, obviously, that was an A for me. But what you kind of made a little bit of a change to it. You know, I want to say before the man, I don't remember. I'm so sorry, I don't remember the names, but
Rory
it was like, there you go. And it was like a situation where it was better to be safe than sorry, and then it's better safe than sorry. You get what I'm saying? And that to be, I feel like, is the most powerful words in that phrase. And once you take it out, it kind of goes down a little bit. That's where I'm like, do I want to be safe or sorry? Or are you saying if I have two choices, safe or sorry, which one is better? If that makes sense. So it's like one of those situations where that kind of brought it down to a B for me because of that little change right there. For me personally, brought it down to a B plus. But yeah, I would go B plus with it.
Gotcha. Solid. Okay. Well, as far as speed and eloquence, the thing that knocked it down for you ups it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm
right?
saying? You know, it makes it takes a syllable out. The alliteration is hitting with the S's. And I think starting phrases off with B, the letter B, I cannot back this with any science yet, but it's like it's going. It's like almost like a springboard. Boom. Better safe than sorry. So you can even load it up if you want to and just like get it out. So I'm actually going to give this one an A minus. You know, just because I don't know. I don't get the ultimate like satisfaction saying it. And I could be attributing, you know, some personal bias, which I'm supposed to remove out of it from speed, but A minus. All right, Brittany, where you at? All things considered, what's your preference?
All right, so I'm gonna give it also an A minus. I use it all the time, like mentally for myself. This is how I pack for anything. I'm a notorious overpacker because better to be safe than sorry. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. But it is also something that I'm working through in therapy. So that's why we get A minus. Recovering perfectionist bumps it down from an A plus to an A minus.
There we go.
You gotta evolve. We are big fans of evolving. We're big fans of bettering ourselves.
Right.
As you can see here, we're not scared of the T word. So yeah.
Listen, okay, real quick before, so we got grades are locked in, but just questions since of how the show started. Any shifts from where you started with the phrase now that we you know?
Well, I'm y'all got me a little bit with the, you know, with not liking it because it's like very prescriptive. It's telling me like the idea of somebody saying this to hold you back and to not let you do something that honestly wouldn't be. It's just the Cambridge definition of like doing something boring instead of doing whatever else. That kind of that also contributed to my A minus.
Look at you tickled. You tickled.
Yeah, y'all got me a little bit. I'm still in it.
Obviously,
anxiety.
I mean, the show was a success. I mean, the show was.
I was gonna say the show got you, not us. We're just vessels.
Tools.
How about you?
Listen.
20? Did you have any shifts?
Well, like I said, I feel like it did shift because of the to be. You know, that to be really is important for me personally because, like I said, if it's do I want to be safe or do I want to be sorry? Obviously, I would rather be safe. But if it's like better safe than sorry, because it's like a situation of if you strive for a greater thing and you don't get it, it's not that you're being sorry, man. It's just that on the way up and the way down, you're learning. So it's like it's not going to get to the point of sorry because if you're striving something more than safe, then that means you're putting extra into it. That means you have more of a passion for it. That means, you know what I mean? Like it gives more of an effort.
So are you linked in more? Like, are you tripled down since the beginning of the show?
I feel like, I honestly feel like I am leaning a little bit down. If you say I'm down more, if you say better safe than sorry.
Stock down.
Okay.
Stock down.
If you say better to be safe than sorry, then I'm like, okay, I fuck with you a little bit more.
I got
You
you.
know what I'm saying? Like,
all right,
yeah,
all right. I like this.
To be or not to be. That
to
is
be
the
or not
listen,
to be.
that is the question.
That is the question.
I'm actually, this is the first, and I might start asking this question now. So mark this down. I might start asking this question in episodes. I usually don't. But for me, in a different way, like, I do have a shift. I do have a shift because I have to be honest that I do employ it. I do press this button in my life, like semi-regularly about things like packing. Yes and no is a coin flip. Like I have a better safe than sorry on things that I definitely cannot get easily in my destination. Yeah. Like if it's something I can't get easily, I need 1,000 of those. Give me 2,000 of the thing I can't get easily. If I can get it easily, I'm like, all right. For me to not carry it in the airport, because I haven't graduated to the rollie, y'all. Sorry. And then.
No, you haven't. That is true.
Nice. Must be nice. Must be nice.
That is so true.
These are things you don't notice unless someone says it. Like I'm constantly carrying a duffle bag because I'm like,
I don't know what that was. I don't know what it is, and I mean, like you're a 3-4 day duffle bag.
I am.
Like
I will go a week with a duffel.
That's wild.
I know.
You're a duffler, bro. You're a duffler, bro.
My other take is like Haywood and all them before the Royal Moore connection was like it was sure over safe, and nothing sure. So get out of my face with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm as sure as I am sorry. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So
you're gonna be even pissed if you go the safe route and you still, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still end up sorry,
safe,
bro. Like,
sorry. I actually have to.
bro.
I have moved myself over to less like offense because I use it, especially as a parent, but also with myself. I use it. So
how about this, Mario?
It is
Mario, before you close it. Before you close it, I have a confession to make.
Make this
And since you put it like that, in my later years, I've realized that it's certain places I should not go because I know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just putting it like that. It's certain places that I don't go anymore in my life because I'm like, you know what? I've passed my time to gamble with that. Yes. I've passed my time to gamble with that. And I've never looked at it as safe.
Exactly.
I never look at it like that. But in a sense of truth on ATP, I would say this, guys. There are times where I'm like, I still need a little bit fixed. I need my fix in, so I'm gonna get a little bit less in than I usually go, or a little bit less in. But I know majority of the times that I shouldn't be here, or I should not go this, or I shouldn't do this. So I'm not.
Heard that, man. I mean, ATP is the lasso of truth. Shout out to Wonder Woman. It is.
Yep. Diana, Princess of the Amazons.
Heard it. Now it's plug time. Brittany. Plug. Okay. Where can people find you? What's up next? What you want them to do? What's up?
Yeah. All right. So you can find me all over the internet, except on YouTube at Brittany X, BrittanyActs. You can find me at my website, BrittanyNWilliams.com. You can sign up for my newsletter there.
Do it.
Of course, you can read my trilogy. The books are all available in hardcover, ebook, and audiobook. If you got Spotify Premium, which, Spotify, whatever, you can listen to all 3 books as part of your kind of included 15 hours of audiobook listening per month. And that's the series is the Forge and Fracture Saga. Book 1 is That Selfsame Metal. Book 2 is Saint Seducing Gold. And book 3 is Iron Tongue of Midnight. And then if you want to, in January, I'm teaching a 7-month novel incubator class here in Boston with Grub Street, which is a writing organization here in Boston. So if you want to come through and we can write some novels together.
Hold on.
Do that.
Hey, I'll be in Boston every other week.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yo, okay, so yeah, we're probably gonna bring one of our events there. If you remember, please tag us or just email us, even better, like so we can promote that with you, like real talk.
Oh, bet.
Yeah, real talk. If you remember, I'll try to remember too, but if I see it, that means it's too late. So if you so
I'll send it.
Yeah, perfect. All right, we got one last thing before we get out of here.
The Dictionary of Misinformation.
All right, 20.
All right, Brett. This is the best part of the show. No, I'm laying it on thick. But Brittany, this is the part of the show where we ask our guests to give us a letter, and what we do with that letter, we take it to the book, the Dictionary of Misinformation, which is a book me and Mario found that just spreads a little bit of light on details that we've probably been misinformed about. Okay. So if you can, give us a letter, and Mario's going to find a idea or a topic or a subject with that letter in it, and he's going to give you some information about it. But we don't argue with the book, though, Brittany. That's one thing.
All right, I won't argue with the book. I'm going to go with my favorite letter, B.
Hey, let's go. That's a B. Starting with B is a good thing. Yeah. All right, let's go.
B as in boy, if you don't get. That's immediately what I thought about when you said, "Oh, I love phrases that like start with a B." Like that's the one that jumped into my head. It said so much in an incomplete sentence.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I like that, and you do got to grit your teeth when you say it. Let's do booze. I don't know if there's any booze. The origin of booze, the word booze. Sometimes repeated. A lot of times repeated, and it was repeated in the Wall Street Journal on September 13th, 1973. So this really popularized this faux story, is that the word booze comes from E.C. Booze of Philadelphia, who put his name to the first booze bottle. But no, booze, which to an Englishman means ale or beer and not hard liquor, is a very old word going back to at least the 14th century and used both as a noun and verb, meaning to drink heavily or carouse. It was long before Mr. Booze arrives on the scene. The origins are not entirely clear, but it may come from an old Dutch word, boizen, to drink to excess. And in any case, it has certainly been in English language for many years, and it is not from someone who had a connect to say, put my name on the first bottle. It is not E.C. Booze.
Wow.
All right, y'all. We did it. We appreciate you. 20, take us out with something. Words to the wise. Whatever, man.
Just if you're not a risk taker, it's better to be safe than sorry. But if you're a risk taker, aim to be sorry. To be sorry.
Okay.
I like that one.
Excellent.
Hey, Mario.
I will say that we are brought to you by the Underdog Podcast Network. You can find us at Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Underdog Network for the YouTubes. Go subscribe and like. Appraise.com for all the stuff. We like to, we're going to actually add some things. Whatever Brittany got going on, we throw it on the website. We didn't ask her yet, but we're going to do it. Check out the kids game and things like that. Events coming near you. Now we got to definitely do one in Boston. We were anyways. And lastly, but not leastly, remember that value is in the eye of the appraiser. We will see y'all next week.